Story.
You're obviously a really humble but genuine person. But losing is difficult, not making the playoffs is difficult, having the decision in front of you that you have right now. You're sitting here right now. Your thoughts more on what you have to decide, or your thoughts more on the team and the problems?
You know, I know how much effort and how much commitment that obviously the management and the coaches put into everything, and when things don't go the way you want, as a player you feel responsible, and I have the most respect for Dave Nonis, and he's a very bright hockey guy, and I know how tough it is, how tough this game is at times. So I feel for him and the management, and I know our coaches worked extremely hard. So that probably dominates my thoughts more than anything, because I know what those guys go through on a daily basis, and when your team doesn't get the job done, it's difficult. So that's probably more my focus.
Trevor, your style of play means that in the course of your 20-year career, you put a lot of miles on the odometer. How tough has it been for the face of the franchise to be in a role where you were a healthy scratch 24 times this season and playing a lot in the fourth line?
Yeah, I mean, that was, you know, I said to myself before, Scott, the season started, that regardless of what happened, regardless of what situation I was in, that I was going to come to work every day and enjoy practice, support the guys, be a good teammate, not become an issue. I didn't know what was going to happen, you know, so not playing is difficult, but at the same time, this game has been too good to me to be taken away from what the team was trying to accomplish. So at the same time, I wasn't happy about not playing, but I was trying to be as a good a teammate as I could. You know, as you adapt. I think that, you know, through the course of the last few years, your role change, and you do whatever you can to help the team. So that's pretty much my focus.
I've always said I was the luckiest guy as well, because I grew up as a youngster in the Islanders organization, so I learned a lot of lessons from guys like Bossy and Potvin and Trottier and Smith, and the list goes on and on. Who are some of the people you've learned some great lessons from?
Well, I tell you, you said it. Playing this game is a huge privilege, you know, and it's an amazing game, and I feel very fortunate to be in it as long as I have, you know. And Stan Smeel is doesn't say a lot, but he was always a man. We drove to the rink together my first year, and he was a guy that I learned a lot from. A guy like Garth Butcher, Harold Snips, Richie Sutter was a guy, Doug Lidster. You know, those guys, you know, really kind of helped me along, and that's how you know, like you said, that's where you kind of take your lead from.
Yeah.
Didn't Butcher sell you your first car?
That's
do I recall that?
Yeah. A 65 Mustang, exactly. Yeah, I got to talk to him about that, too.
I'm going to take a...
You can take him off the list now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to push the envelope here in terms of time. Tim, do we have the Bob Cole call ready? Okay, go back to 1994 when you led the Canucks all the way to the Stanley Cup final and all the way to Game 7. Let's listen to Bob Cole's call of your performance in Game 7.
Puck is knocked to center. Nearly a break. Linden in there. Scores! Trevor Linden on a terrific effort. Scores a goal for Vancouver. And they're back in it. Back to running. Centered it. Here's Cardinal. Score! Cardinal made the pass to Trevor Linden. And they get their power play goal. And again, the Vancouver Canucks are back in it.
Yeah, and wasn't that neat to see Larry?
Yeah, you know what?
The late Larry.
Yeah. That was a difficult time with Larry getting sick, and he was battling cancer at the time, and Bill Rochelle from the BC Lions was actually filling in a little bit, but Larry was there for Game 7. So, I mean, those, I think when you look back, I mean, for a kid growing up in Medicine Hat, dreaming of being a National Hockey League player, to be on Hockey Night in Canada and have someone like Bob Cole, you know, that's what every kid dreams of, so that's pretty special.
You had a lot of great moments after 1994, but whatever happens from this point on, if and when you make your retirement official, does the 94 run remain the highlight? Yeah,
I think definitely. I think beating Toronto here in the Western Conference final was the highlight for sure. It was a special night. We came back, and we were down 3-0. We came back to win, and was a great night in Vancouver.
Trevor, thanks for your time. Great to have you on.
Thanks,
you.
Trevor.
Thanks, guys.
Trevor Linden says goodbye to the fans in Vancouver tonight, and perhaps for good. We await the official word somewhere down the road. More to come on After Hours in a moment.